met a gypsy.
Yeah, man. Like one of the coolest things too with any, I guess, success story, because we can definitely call your YouTube channel like a massive success story, but so many of the things that do really well in this world are things that start with such a humble beginnings and with just pure intentions. There's no intention when you started that channel to be what it ended up becoming. And I think that that's kind of one of the secrets to success, is doing something that you would do regardless.
Yeah. And I try and refrain from saying like that all the time, because like there are people who set out to do the YouTube thing, and I don't want to like make them think they can't do it just because that's what they're striving for, because they totally can.
Yeah.
But yeah, it did start out super humble for me. Never ever thought like anyone would even view the videos, and to this day I don't know exactly why it did blow up the way it did, because people ask me all the time, and I'm like, honestly, man, I don't know. I wish I had some formula. I do have like a couple theories, like the big one being the chin mount, like GoPro angle, kind of like revolutionized the point of view thing for motocross. And then the fact that I was in Florida when it was like the dead of winter, so people weren't riding themselves and they wanted to see footage and stuff. So like I was kind of filling that void for them while they were stuck in the snow. But yeah, it's kind of funny how it, because like I know a lot of people do set out to like do the YouTube thing and try and make it happen, and I just totally did not mean for that to happen at all. And yeah, it did kind of turn into something that I would consider successful. I mean, it's the reason I'm not in school right now and I'm getting to do what I love every day. So I would call that a success for sure.
Yeah, man, it's definitely, you are right. Like you can't sit and say that you have to start humbly and it has to be this genuine thing. You can't seek it, because you obviously can. But the thing that people need to realize going into this, I was just talking to Wes Williams yesterday. He's one of my best friends. We've worked together for years and years and years. And we were talking about, because recently my YouTube channel started to do better. And it's like the podcast has been going for 3 years. It's been my full-time job for basically the whole time, but purely because I just literally lived off savings and nothing to essentially just avoid having a job to try and make it work. But it's like there's so much time that goes into it where there's no results, like especially on the YouTube front. The iTunes has always done really well, but on the YouTube front, like nothing, man, for so long. And you know, you just try and you try and you try, and there's all these hurdles to doing stuff, and it's like, yeah, like it'd do okay, 1,000 views here, a few thousand views there. You get the lucky one that blows up, and then, you know, like I've got a Pastrana clip that's got nearly 700,000 views, but then you can't replicate it, and then you get bummed, and then, you know, you got 1 month where you've made a bunch of money off YouTube, and then the next month you make $200. So it's like but the underlying thing under all that is like, I kind of don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm not tied to that, you know, the idea of being successful on YouTube. That's the thing that I think lets me be successful, if that makes sense.
For sure. There's definitely a grinding aspect to it, which you have mastered at this point. But a lot of people think it's just going to happen just like at the drop of a hat. And like, I've tried to get friends who are, you know, privateer motocross racers to like go out and do this, because like it's obviously been so successful for me, and it's the reason that I'm still racing right now. And I know that they're struggling, you know, to make it to the races every weekend, and try and tell, man, like just put the GoPro on. You don't have to talk or anything. Just put the GoPro on, start uploading some videos, and get people interested. And they'll do it, and they'll upload like 1 or 2, and they don't immediately pop off to like 10,000 views or whatever. And then they get discouraged and just give up. And I'm like, I mean, I got really lucky that I found my niche like super fast, so I didn't have to go through that grinding period. But like, it's possible, and it will literally change your life once it finally does blow up. So like, I always tell people, do it, because there's literally no downside. Like, on one hand, you know, best case scenario, it could blow up and turn into getting to do what you love for a living and potentially make a lot of money doing it and just live a dope life. And worst case scenario, you got to document a part of your life that you can go on and show your grandkids and their grandkids and their grandkids. You know, there's like no downside to it. Even if each video gets 5 views, you know, when you're 80 years old, go back and look on it and be like, oh yeah, man, I qualified for Red Bud in 2014 and got 27th place. Like, that was so sick. You can go back and literally relive that when you were 20 years old. I mean, I don't know. I get why like more people don't do it, because it is a lot of work, but there's no downside to it, man. I think, in my opinion, every single privateer should be doing it. An amateur racer who wants to be a pro someday, or even if they don't want to be a pro someday, like, just pick up a camera, man. It's so easy to do, and you will not regret it. I promise you won't.
Do you think that because you hear so many people like, oh, the algorithm, it's so hard to blow up now on YouTube, like, and that's sort of like a point of, I guess, resistance that people can't seem to get over. But do you think that the moto thing is like saturated on YouTube? Because in my eyes, it doesn't seem like there's that many people doing it in motocross, but the sport itself, like the eyeballs that are attracted to motocross and supercross, there's a lot of people out there. So do you think there's still room for like more Jeff Walkers?
Oh, dude, there's more than just a little bit of room. Like, I'm pretty much the only person who really does like the full pro motocross thing. I mean, Alex Martin has his troll train thing, which is really sick, and he's doing a really good job. And I think that's probably like one of the best things he could be doing right now, because people absolutely watching that. And like AJ Catanzaro is putting out some good content right now too. But dude, like, if I don't upload a video for like a week, people will just come and hammer me to keep uploading them, because like there's no other person doing it. And like, that's another reason I'm trying to get my friends to do it, so that if I have a period where I can't upload, I can just shove all my viewers off to them and be like, back off, like, go watch this instead. So like, I think, dude, there's so much room in the industry for it, especially like the pro motocross thing, because everyone in pro motocross is just so secretive about whatever they're doing, you know, especially like the top guys with the pro teams who are like doing their secret testing and all this and all that. And that's totally understandable. Like, I could understand why a person like, you know, Tomac would vlog all of his training and stuff. But, you know, for the people like me, or the people who are just a step under, you know, that level, like, man, it's only going to benefit you. And there's so much room in the industry right now to do it, that like, man, there's no reason not to, honestly. I wish everyone would do it.